Most traders think automating a strategy in MT5 is mainly a coding problem. It is not. The coding part is usually the easy part. The real reason most automated systems fail is that traders automate bad logic, bad assumptions, and bad risk management at machine speed. So in this video, I want to show you how to automate trading in MT5 the right way, so the bot is not just active, but actually worth deploying. Here is the trap. A trader finds a setup that looks good on a few charts. They turn it into an expert advisor, run a quick backtest, see a nice equity curve, and assume the job is done. Then live trading begins. Spread changes. Slippage appears. The broker feed behaves differently. Market conditions shift. And suddenly the automated system that looked brilliant in a clean backtest starts behaving like a capital destruction machine. That is why automation without validation is dangerous. It does not remove human error. It scales it. If you want to automate trading in MT5 properly, there are 4 stages you need to follow. First, define the strategy and rules that a machine can actually execute. Not vague ideas like trade strong momentum or buy near support. You need exact conditions. What triggers the entry? What confirms the setup? What invalidates it? Where the stop goes? Where the take profit goes? And when the system is not allowed to trade. Second, test the logic before you trust the result. A strategy that only works because the parameters were over-optimized is not automated edge. It is automated curve fitting. That means you need more than one clean backtest. You need to see whether the logic survives different periods, different volatility conditions, and realistic execution assumptions. Third, build risk controls into the system itself. This is where many MT5 bots fail. They know how to enter, but they do not know when to stop. A serious automated system needs position sizing rules, daily loss limits, spread filters, trading session filters, and conditions that disable the bot when the environment becomes hostile. Fourth, deploy gradually. Do not go from idea to full-size live automation. Go from logic to test, to stress test, to demo or micro size, to monitored live deployment. Automation should increase discipline. It should not eliminate supervision. Let me make this simple. Imagine you want to automate a London session breakout strategy in MT5. A weak version says buy breakouts when price moves above the recent range. That sounds clear to a human, but it is too loose for a machine. A stronger version says only trade during the London Open, only if spread is below a fixed threshold, only if the breakout candle closes beyond the defined range, only if the retest holds, and only if the stop distance keeps risk within a fixed percentage of equity. Now the idea is measurable. Now the system can be tested. Now you can evaluate whether the strategy survives real conditions instead of fantasy fills. Now here is the part that protects real money. If the system only performs well on one broker feed, one optimization window, or one narrow market regime, it is not ready. If the bot needs perfect spreads and zero slippage to remain profitable, it is not robust. If the drawdown becomes unacceptable the moment you stress the order sequence, it is not safe. And if the trader cannot explain exactly why the strategy should work in market terms, the automation is just complexity without edge. This is where serious automation becomes different from retail bot chasing. A serious trader does not ask only whether the MT5 expert advisor can execute the orders. They ask whether the logic survives broker-specific data, whether the backtest survives walk-forward analysis, whether the strategy survives Monte Carlo stress, and whether the risk controls are strong enough to protect the account when market conditions degrade. That is the difference between building a bot and building a validated trading system. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. The goal is not to automate trading activity. The goal is to automate a validated edge. If the rules are vague, the testing is weak, and the risk controls are missing, MT5 will simply execute your mistakes faster. But if the logic is clear, the validation is real, and the deployment is controlled, automation can become one of the strongest tools in your trading process. If you want, I will break down the next topic in this series with the same rules-based approach.